Comedian Gents. Hey, thank you for that introduction, me. Hey friends, Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. Hope that you're doing well. It's the fake microphone stand. Play along. So the other day I was testing out a long-lasting fragrance and I told my wife this thing has been lasting all night. And she said, well, it's good at least something in this house does. Oh! It's okay, it made a loud noise, but nothing happened over there. We're talking long-lasting fragrances today, guys. You don't want to be the butt of the joke. You want to smell like the man. These will have you smelling like the man. All of these are gonna be linked in the description. We got 15 to go through. Let's jump straight into it with this one right here. Eternal Wood. Eternal Wood by Mancera. Fantastic name, by the way. Reminds me of a joke. So the other day I was testing out a fragrance. I told my wife, hey, I'm wearing a woody fragrance today. And she said, I know, I can tell. Woody, get it?
What was his point? I have no idea. Dude, I don't get it. I don't get it either.
Pretty good. I just came up with that one right off the top of the dome. Steel trap up here. So Eternal Wood by Mancera, of course, most of their fragrances are super strong. You know, red tobacco gets talked about all the time, and that one would work perfectly here. But this right here is essentially Mancera's take on oud for greatness. So for some people, that's gonna be a great thing. For other people, they're gonna say, nah, who cares? You know, there's already oud for greatness and Parfums from Marley's Halton and all the different clones and everything, which is true. But if you're looking for something that lasts, well, an eternity, Eternal Wood does do that. It's gonna give you a very similar scent profile to Oud for Greatness, only this one is maybe a little bit more sweetened up, which for some people is going to make it easier to wear. And it will absolutely dominate and crush the cold weather. You do not have to worry about this thing dissipating within 30 minutes because it'll be on there forever. It's in the name, like I said. After that fragrance, I would like to shine a spotlight once again upon this beauty, Dior Homme Intense by Christian Dior. Now I know a lot of people, they're gonna say, Dior Homme Intense, that iris, yes, fantastic, but you know, I'm not sure when I would wear it. The answer is, always, you wear it always, because it smells that good. And in a very large surprise to me, and I'm sure it'll come as a surprise to a lot of you, this thing in Europe crushes. This is like a top 30 bestseller in Europe. I had no idea until now. I do know now, but I did not know. And then when I found out, it was like, so shout out to you Europeans wearing Dior Homme Intense. You guys rule. The iris in here is fan-freaking-tastic. Yes, some people would say, oh, too creamy, too lipsticky, too makeup-y, whatever. But this stuff is sexy, it is classy, it is refined, elegant, commands attention because the stuff projects and lasts. It does come across maybe a little bit like a formal type of fragrance. You know, this would be absolutely perfectly in tune with like a black tie event, but man, does it ever smell good. So yes, I know some people are gonna say, like I said before, that it's difficult to find a time to wear this, but I think maybe the best time to wear it is just whenever you feel like. What I mean by that is maybe you're not going to a formal occasion. Maybe it's during the day in late fall or winter or whatever. Go ahead, bust out Dior Homme Intense. I'm gonna try to do more of that this year. Armaf is next. Look at that right there. Odyssey Mandarin Sky Elixir. Elixir is in the name. That means it's strong, I guess. I don't know. There's so many elixirs at this point. So Mandarin Sky Elixir smells, well, quite similar to the original Mandarin Sky, which that one smells quite close to Jean Paul Gaultier's Scandal. So you're gonna have that Scandal sort of DNA in here, that, you know, caramel sweetness along with an aromatic touch off the top. Perfect scent profile for fall and winter, just as it is. The original Mandarin Sky, that would work great. This one though, ups the ante a little bit. Better performance, of course, an elixir, but more vanilla. So kind of like Invictus Victory Elixir mixed with Scandal. Still leaning closer to the Scandal side of things, but that mixture makes this stuff just smell absolutely electric for fall and winter time. Great compliment puller, great performance, and a great price. Not too much else you could ask for, at least for most people. There's gonna be somebody who's like, well, actually, I would like this, and this. I also want a free Rolls Royce every time I buy a bottle. Reasonable. Before we head to the next fragrance, which is a big time fragrance, here's some codes. You can use these to save money if you would like to do so. And there are a number of different websites that you can choose from that include both niche, designer, and indie fragrances. Also, if you happen to like short form content for some reason, extra Gents scents here on YouTube, tons of shorts that I'm adding there every day. And then follow me on TikTok as well at Gents Scents. The next scent is C. That's the whole name. By Clive Christian, which if you're looking for this nowadays is gonna be C Woody Leather. It has a nice robust note breakdown with all kinds of different things going on there, including oud and leather. You also have saffron, tobacco, tonka, just as I said, a whole lot of different things going on. And in terms of how it smells, actually similar to Tuscan leather. Only it is a more expensive fragrance than Tuscan leather if you're buying it full retail for sure. Thankfully, you can find this at discounters, so you can pick it up for, I think a lot of places like $175, $185 around there, which obviously is not inexpensive, but it does smell very, very good. Smooth, rich, elegant, and powerful. This is a bit of a special occasion scent for 99.9% of people repeating, and that's really just kind of Clive Christian in general. They're expensive. And they are a brand, like so many others, that almost get off on that cost, that expensiveness. They basically love to just go, haha, we're Clive Christian, give me $800. But is it worth it? No, but give me that money though, please. Well, when you word it like that, I can't say no. Eros is next, the Parfum by Versace. Now, when it comes to Eros, the Eau de Toilette is long lasting also, so you could go with that one or the Eau de Parfum, but when it comes to fall and especially wintertime, I'm reaching for the Parfum. The Parfum, baby. We loves us some Parfum. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, indeed. And this one's not your typical fall wintertime fragrance in the sense that it has more aromatic notes, some fresh notes in there as well. So it's not just leaning on stuff like cinnamon and cardamom and vanilla, though it definitely does have vanilla. Instead, this one has mint, it has fruits, it has fresh spices. Then as it dries down, you have the tonka and the vanilla that come out. Fantastic sticking power, great projection, huge compliment pulling scent, and a little bit more grown up compared to the Eau de Toilette and even the Eau de Parfum. That being said, if you're a younger guy, don't let that scare you away. It's not grown up in the sense that it smells dated or anything. I'm also gonna be doing a giveaway in today's video a little bit later, and one of the fragrances included will be this, French Avenue's Paradigm. It says extrait de parfum. Ah, that means long lasting. Usually. This is one of those clones where probably don't even need to tell you what this smells similar to because it looks quite similar. See if you can catch the similarity when I show you this picture of Initio's Paragon. Oh, I see. Now, when it comes to fragrances that smell like Paragon, Vintage Radio is probably the most popular one, but this, just as good. Very nice longevity, perfect for fall and winter time. Great opening with plum in there as soon as you spray it on. Also apple, very sweet, a little bit syrupy, but also has this nice fruity balance that keeps it interesting and keeps it from leaning too far into a cloying kind of vibe. Vanilla and musk in there as it dries down, a little clary sage also. This stuff is amazing and way under the radar, comparatively speaking. Let's go next with this Million Gold Elixir. Yes, it is not 1 million gold, it's just straight up million. Now, when the original Million Gold came out, I actually thought it was okay initially. I didn't mind it too much, wasn't in love with it, but I thought it was all right. My wife hated this stuff. It reminded her of body odor. So when I was testing that one out when it was new, she was just like, that stuff is disgusting. Like, don't wear it near me. And I couldn't really get what she was talking about. Then I wore it one day, like weeks later, and I got that whiff, like that body odor kind of hit me. And I realized like, oh no, it's ruined for me too now. And yeah, I'm not a massive fan of that one at this point. This one, much better. Now it's quite similar to Million Gold, but it's cleaned up. So you don't get that body odor funk. You get a little of that vanilla coming through instead. It's got sandalwood in there, just like Million Gold, but here it comes across much more pleasant, more of a creamy type sandalwood. So to me, just that added vanilla that's in here kind of rounds it off, smooths it off, removes that body odor pickle kind of vibe from the sandalwood that you can get from the original, makes it much more wearable, much more of a compliment puller, and the performance is great also. So between Million Gold and Million Gold Elixir, for me, 10 times out of 10, I'm taking this one. Up next is Ormonde Jayne's Vanilla Mistral, which I really like the bottle here because it has this kind of almost like matte stone looking finish. It looks good. And the note breakdown on this is really interesting, very, very different. So there's pistachio, there's pomegranate, there's fig, of course, vanilla, then cardamom, ambergris, sandalwood, among other notes. Now, I do think the note breakdown, if you haven't smelled this, will maybe give you a different vibe than how the fragrance actually comes across. Because what you're probably imagining is like this big pomegranate blast, the pistachio coming across with this creaminess, really nice milky fig. And those aspects are there, but it's maybe not quite as like a punch that you might expect. Instead, it has that typical Ormonde Jayne like fuzziness, that sort of white noise aspect to your nose that a lot of Ormonde Jaynes have. Super pleasant, but if you've smelled a lot of them, you know what I'm talking about. And then it has that pomegranate for like a split second in the opening, just a really nice, fruity, high-pitched sweetness with a little tartness as well, but it's very fleeting. And then the pistachio and the fig kind of work underneath that vanilla to shore it up, you know, make it a little more interesting. And it's one of those scents where those notes will kind of poke through a little bit while you're wearing it. So you'll smell it, you'll think, okay, yeah, they've started to dissipate, and then they poke through again and capture your attention. Very long lasting, really attention grabbing, great smelling fragrance. Unisex, I would say. Ladies can pull that off as easily as men. Cologne fragrance again. It is Victorioso Legend by Maison Alhambra, which nowadays this goes by the name Myth. They went into witness protection and had to change their name, you know. That happens sometimes. And the reason that they did have to change that name is because it was a little bit similar to something else. Ah, yeah, Invictus Legend. Did I turn German for a second there?
Ja? Ja?
Victorioso Legend, Invictus Legend, so changed it up a bit. And this one for the price is really, really good if you've been missing that scent from Rabanne. It does have that aquatic, very sweet freshness with a touch of minerality to it, just like Invictus Legend did. I was gonna say it does, but you know, you can basically use this year-round, daytime or evening. Solid performance, really low price. It's just one of those scents that you can add to your collection and use kind of whenever you want. Joop is up next, but not normal Joop. This is Le Parfum. That means it's fancier. You see that le in front? That's highfalutin. Now, everybody knows the original Joop is essentially like, I don't know, a mix between napalm and cough syrup in terms of how it comes across. It's really strong. It'll melt your nose hairs. It'll make you regret living, stuff like that. And at the same time, I have to give it flowers because it's a classic at this point. So like, good job, Joop. I mean, to be fair, it is its own thing, right? Like, you know it when you see it, when you smell it, you're like, ah, okay, I know what that is. So yeah, props to them. Sort of. Now this one right here is a strange cookie in a few different ways. So there's iris in here. There is also praline in here. There's vanilla, there's tonka, there's lavender. So you're probably noticing there a lot of sweet notes in the base, and it is strong. So it's like this weird combination of kind of like a classy, lightly creamy iris mixed with all those sweet notes. And at the same time, it's reminded some people of the Stronger With You line. So almost vaguely, very vaguely like Stronger With You Iris Edition. It does smell better to me off skin than a tester strip, for whatever that's worth, but I really like it in a strange kind of way. Sugar overload, yes. Classy iris kind of thrown in there, also yes. Really strong and potentially cloying, also yes. Let's spend some money. Up next, Roja Parfum Enigma Parfum, also known as Creation E, depending on where you're looking and where you're from. Nice. This will forever be one of the absolute best fragrances that Roja Parfum ever puts out. Cognac, tobacco, vanilla, benzoin. It is rich, it's sweet, but it's not this heavy-handed overdosed vanilla type of sweetness. Instead, it has a zingy, lively ginger black pepper combination that just kind of leaps off your skin when you first spray it on. A lot of people have said that it reminds them of something like a carbonated beverage because it has that mix of spices, that kind of jumpiness, that zestiness when you first spray it on, and also that sweetness underneath. It is elegant, it is classy, it's long lasting, it smells expensive. It's one thing a lot of Roja Parfum fragrances do well, actually, is when you spray them on, when you smell it, it's almost like you are perceiving the aroma chemicals coming off your skin or your clothing, wherever you sprayed it, to be finer and smaller. Like some fragrances wallop you in the nose and it's like you're just getting a full blunt force attack of aroma chemicals. This one is like champagne bubbles, you know, just very fine. This stuff is perfect for fall and winter time. I love it. And it lasts forever. Which it should, because it is gonna cost you. Let's go with the Gooch up next. Gucci Intense Oud. Comes with the handy dandy little carrying hook there. How nice. Some of the fragrances that came in bottles like this back in the day, I loved, like Gucci by Gucci, just throwing that out there. Has nothing to do with this list because Gucci by Gucci did not last a long time, but I love that stuff. Intense Oud right here. It smells similar to Black Afghano by Nasamato. A lot of people will tell you that it's a little more wearable than Black Afghano, but yeah, that's kind of how it smells. Which is funny to me because Versace came out with Hawass Viper here recently, which is apparently a Nasamato Black Afghano clone. As of right this minute, I don't own it yet. I've not been able to find it to buy the stuff, but eventually I will. And I'm like, look at that, Versace Hawass for some reason cloning Black Afghano. When many years ago, Gucci made Intense Oud, which is a slightly more wearable Black Afghano that lasts an eternity, and a lot of people forgot. Stuff rules. Oh, look at that, Nitro Elixir. Once again, elixir in the name. Long lasting. Magnetic cap. Nice. So what does this smell like? Well, it smells like Myself Absolute. Yes, the newest as of this video, Myself fragrance with ramped up powers. This one is gonna be fresher than a whole lot of the fragrances here because a bunch of these are your more typical fall winter stylings. This one has nice sweetness to it, but also fresh spices in there. Orange blossom, of course, and a little bit of an ambroxany ambergris as it dries down. This is really more of an all year fragrance, daytime or evening, leaning a little more toward daytime use. And for the price point, this gives you something that you can bust out in any situation and it will last forever. Stronger with You. This is the Parfum. So essentially what you would expect from a Parfum fragrance in this lineup, a little bit more grown up, but still keeping a playful edge, still has that nice coziness, that sweetness, but here it's gonna come across a little bit warmer instead of saccharine sweet. Also has, to me, like a faint, you know, semi-smoky woodiness to it, which is gonna help further push that into the more elegant take of Stronger With You styling that it has. Let's do the giveaway. I have to grab them. I had them laid out, but I forgot to grab them. Taking you guys to the clone zone here, Paradigm, and also over here, Royal Blend Vintage. So these are both French Avenue. If you want to be entered in the giveaway, all you have to do is the usual stuff. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below. If you don't comment, you can't be entered because that is your entry. Let me know your go-to long-lasting fragrance for fall and winter. That's all you gotta do. If you are chosen via the random comment picker, I'll post it up on the post tab of the YouTube channel, and then you just have to hit me up and I'll ship it to you. Last fragrance, this one. Club Black Eau de Parfum. Also the Eau de Toilette, very good. Lots of vanilla here. The Eau de Parfum is a little bit deeper than the Eau de Toilette, go figure. It still is an absolutely fantastic vanilla fragrance. A little bit different than some of the other vanilla fragrances though, like Invictus Victory Elixir, for example. This one is gonna be a little bit heavier. It's going to be that type of vanilla that has like a resinous side to it. You know, it's got that deepness to it, almost like a black vanilla, as compared to the more syrupy, sweet vanilla that some other fragrances have. Absolutely fantastic. This stuff, fall and winter time, top notch. I paid full retail for it. Don't regret it a bit. There we go, 15 fragrances that last forever. Good luck with the giveaway. Thank you for hanging with me here until the end. Stay safe out there, take care of yourself. See you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys.